Stacey Dash started a OnlyFans account and no one is watching. No one is watching. Two questions I want to ask. Has the mighty fallen? And is Stacey Dash embarrassing herself? I'm doing a reaction to River TV and we're going to play it and we're going to chime in.
I'm going to start sharing on here my journey of my transformation of my body.
You weren't thinking, well, this might have an effect on my life here.
No.
Nothing occurred to you.
No.
River TV. What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. So, iconic actress Stacey Dash is going viral right now for all the wrong reasons, okay? She started in OnlyFans. It's definitely not going over the way in which she thought it would. As beautiful as she is, people are cringing about it, okay? They're calling it hard to watch. You know, people are kind of like getting secondhand embarrassment. And of course, we know this is not the first, second, or third time that Stacey Dash has done something, you know, on the internet and people have been embarrassed by it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this entire situation and give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinions on it. So Stacey Dash has been seen dancing around all over, you know, her social media, whether it's Instagram or TikTok. And people have kind of like aligned it to being something very similar to what we see. So what she's been doing is posting like pictures of herself on her Instagram story. And then there's like a link where it says more of me. And then once you click on that link, it directly takes you to all of her social accounts. And then there's another link that says
Just
more
stop
of
it
me.
right quick. Remember, I asked you a question in the beginning of this video. Has the mighty fallen? Now, remember, Stacey Dash used to be one of the it girls. And now she turned into OnlyFans to maintain a lifestyle and to maintain recognition as it relates to still getting attention. Okay? And this is what a lot of women do. They are addictive to attention. They are addicted to validation. And when they are not doing this, they go beyond their self and start engaging in prostitution. And I know a lot of you don't want to accept this reality and get mad at this fact, but a lot of women outside of prostitution, they have nothing else to offer. Nothing else to offer. You see, by now, Stacey Dash should be a wife, a mother, enjoying the fruits of being a wife and the mother, but because she's not in that predicament, she's not in that position, in that thirst and that need for constant validation and attention, because she used to be one of the it girls in Hollywood, right? So now, since she's not getting like she used to, the best thing for her to turn to in her mind, in her heart, is being an OnlyFans or going to OnlyFans account, okay? Showing off her body, prostituting herself. Okay, and you're gonna start seeing a lot with a lot of women turn into this aspect because they really don't have nothing else to offer the world, unfortunately, outside their body.
Once you click the more of me, you're immediately hit with the 18 plus link, and then it takes you directly to the landing page of her OnlyFans. Now, as I said, as ironic as it is, as beautiful as she is, people are not looking at this link and thinking, oh my gosh, we can't wait to click and we can't wait to subscribe. It's more of a how did we get here kind of situation. And if you guys are unaware of who she is, as iconic as she is, you know, she got her start out actually as an actress. One of her first roles being a, you know, cameo that she did on The Cosby Show.
Hi.
Hi, can I help you?
Dr. Huxtable, you don't know me, but I'm a friend of Denise's.
Now, she's been in a plethora of TV shows and movies.
Stacey Dash is iconic. Like I say, she used to be one of the it girls. And you had a lot of women, especially when she was big time, wanting to look like Stacey Dash, wanting to be like Stacey Dash. But here it is, the mighty done fail. The mighty is falling. She on OnlyFans. And then to answer the second question, is this embarrassing? Yes, this is embarrassing. Okay, because people had a lofty outlook on who Stacey Dash was. Okay, Like I said, she was considered one of the it-girls. A lot of women looked up to her. But now a lot of people's looking at her like, this is the one? This is the iconic Stacey Dash that have to turn to an OnlyFans? What is we coming to? This is embarrassing. This is very embarrassing. And not only is it very embarrassing for the people that looked up to her, but it's embarrassing in the eyes of a lot of men. Now, don't misunderstand me. Men gonna look at it, okay? But it's embarrassing because they're like, listen, you portrayed yourself to be some type of elevated woman, okay? When you go back and look at some of the interviews that Stacey Dash had, some of the podcast that she was on, she came off like she was the epitome of what a woman's supposed to be. But now you're turning to OnlyFans? What is we talking about? So not only have the mighty fallen, but this is embarrassing. And a lot of women today is in this same predicament. They act like they all of this. They act like they the it girl. They act like they a baddie. But because they have nothing substantial to offer, not only man, but the world itself, when it relates to purpose, when it relates to skills and what have you, they have to turn to things of this sort, like OnlyFans, in order to maintain a lifestyle, because they then focus on what should have been put first, what should have been prioritized, okay? So that's why you're seeing a lot more women turn to OnlyFans. Let's get some more of this.
Of course, since then, one of her most notable roles that she ever played was her role of Dion in the movie Clueless.
Hello? That was a stop sign?
I totally paused.
Yeah, okay.
Now, Stacey has been canceled for a multitude of things,
put her in that movie, and rightly so, because sometimes Stacey Dash come off as if she's clueless in a lot of instances. That's how she try to come off on. But in reality, she's not clueless. This is the characteristics she tried to portray to the world, okay? And she do this because that allowed her to have a safe place in the hearts of many people. So when Stacey Dash do something, they be like, man, she green, she clueless, she really don't. But in actuality, she know exactly what she doing. She have manipulated and she had tricked the masses. Okay, so she's not clueless.
Okay, there was a time that she was canceled from the Black community for saying that she wanted Black History Month to be canceled, and that she wanted to take down networks like BET.
Either we want to have segregation or integration, and if we don't want segregation, then we need to get rid of channels like BET and the BET Awards and the Image Awards, where you're only awarded if you're Black. Just like there shouldn't be a Black History Month. We're Americans, period. That's it.
She explains, being canceled by Hollywood for the fact that she was on that she had voted for Obama, and then she turned and went conservative, did a campaign for Mitt Romney, who was running at the time, and she said that basically just ruined her entire career.
The first time I voted was for Obama. I got blacked into it.
Yes.
He was the first Black man to run for presidency. I tweeted, vote for Romney, the only hope for our future. I woke up the next day and my whole life had changed.
Now, let's be honest, okay? Her ideology about Black History Month or BET, though she actually worked with those networks and received the benefits of being a part of said community, we all have to be honest, whether it's political views, whether it is, your views on racial situations or whatever the case is.
Yeah, Jenna.
Yeah.
But she's a conservative.
Yeah. She's saying she wants to go into the women's bathroom. She's a woman now. Why do I have to suffer? Because you can't decide what you want to be that day.
Well, the transgender community would then say,
like Stacey Dash, and this is what y'all have to grasp in your mind. But a lot of people like Stacey Dash, you're not allowed to say what you want. I know you may think this is the land of the free and you got free speech. No. When you're a part of the system, when you're a part of the matrix, you can't go saying what you want and don't expect no backlash from it. And Stacey Dash got backlash. She was canceled. And because she was canceled, and now in her mind, she have nothing else to offer the world because she has been canceled. Why not start a OnlyFans? Okay? And this is why I point out time and time again, it has nothing to do with saying women are weaker than men. No. Yeah, we understand physically, and even to touch on the sentiments of the scripture in 1 Peter chapter 3, is talk about how the woman is the weaker vessel. This is why we should not be allowing our women in public speaking on things that they eventually going to have to retract because they're not willing to stand on what they say. Very few women are willing to stand on what they're going to say because they're afraid of being canceled, they're afraid of being censored, and they're afraid of the backlash that come with it. Leadership belongs to men. Okay? And when you got men that's willing to stand on the truth, they're going to stand by what they say no matter what comes with it. But a lot of women, when they open their mouth and have to deal with, when I'm talking about women in the same aspect as Stacey Dash on that type of platform, when they open their mouth, they have to deal with being canceled. So the next best thing to do is what? To prostitute themselves, okay? And I'm not speaking on prostitution as you know it today, exchanging a benefit for monetary rewards, okay? This woman do this in a sexual way for monetary reward. Now, I ain't talking about prostitution that way. I'm talking about the origin, the etymology of the word prostitution. The etymology of the word prostitution means to expose yourself publicly. That's what prostitution means. The etymology of the word prostitution. Go look it up. Okay, go fact check me. And what a lot of women doing, and they believe in their mind and their heart, because this is the culture we living in. This is the society we living in. That in order to be big, in order to get a lot of views, in order to get a lot of likes and a lot of followers, in order to build a monumental platform, you have to prostitute yourself with your looks in your body. But this is the caveat. This is the conundrum that a lot of women find themselves in. They fail to realize and accept the reality that the biological clock sits in. You're no longer going to be young. If you are blessed to, get up in age, and when you start getting up in age, the light begin to grow dim. When I mean the light begin to grow dim, I'm talking about for attention. Because men are hardwired to be attractive physically to younger women, okay? And OnlyFans, hear me out, OnlyFans is beneficial really for younger women. So that's why it's embarrassing for Stacey Dash, because she's up in age. She should already be established. She should not be looking for this type of attention. She should not be looking to prostitute herself in order to maintain some type of validation or lifestyle and what have you. No, she shouldn't be doing that. So that's why it's embarrassing, and the mighty has fallen. All right, but I just wanted to get my take on it. Make sure you go subscribe to River TV channel. She give good takes over there. All right. And again, yeah, man, this is sad. This is embarrassing. And River TV, fair use, fair use, fair use. All right. Peace.